Hello and welcome to my channel. Well, I've done a couple of modifications to this titanium 750 milliliter pot Toaks. Alright, so you've probably seen this before. Just putting heat shrink on these handles because they do get hot when you put them in the flame and everything. Or if you leave it like this and you go to cook, you're going to scorch yourself when you grab these handles. So this pads a little bit, and the way I did it was I just pulled this out. It will bend. You just pull this out and cut a piece of heat shrink. I could have used a smaller piece, but all I had was 1/4 inch, which is basically 6 millimeter and shrinks down to 3 millimeter in this case. And, you can get different shrink ratios, 3 to 1, 2 to 1, 4 to 1, but the whole idea is heat's not going to bother this because it's heat shrink. It's designed to resist heat. Now, if you put it in direct flame and keep going long enough, yeah, it'll eventually burn, even heat shrink. But the other issue is if you've got a pot that has a lid on it like this, it doesn't fit super secure. It's pretty easy to knock off, especially if this is empty. And I came up with something that I believe is, I know it's an original idea of mine. I didn't find this looking anywhere on any video or anything. But I took one of these. You can get the bigger size clamps, but it's just one of these little clamps right here. And because this has a lip and an indentation, what you can do, now they make these that have a bail with it, but this is a method of putting your own bail on there. All right, and then all you got to do, dog tag chain, run right through. I've got water in this thing right here. You can thread this through this if you want. You don't have to, and it helps kind of like center it, stabilize it type of stuff. And then I wanted to test it with a mostly full, about as full as you're going to get type of a container. It didn't come off. This is metal. It's not going to get burnt or anything. You can put a stick up there or something, There you go. Got a little pot. It doesn't affect this in any way, as far as permanent modifications. This stuff's easy to do. You don't even need this. If you had paracord here, it depends on the type of flame, and if you're suspended on the inside like this, you can even move these guys in a little bit if you're worried about the flame burning, something. And it holds it. It holds it secure. You could probably use paracord that way because the heat would, go on the outside. But a dog tag chain is easy. You can carry this stuff with you. And it allows you to lift the weight of a full cup and suspend it over there. And I did this from looking at this stuff. I was sitting there and I had this empty thing sitting on my ottoman at the end of my chair, and my foot, kept bumping this, and then this lid would come off and go, gee, and I go, man, I wish that was more secure. And then I thought, how would you secure this? And I've seen, where people, if you want to make a pot out of something like this, if it's got a lip, it's pretty easy. You can take some wire, and run around there. I thought, man, that wire is going to be annoying, if you put safety wire around there and then make a little bail. And then I've seen people use hose clamps and stuff down there. Again, it's not quite as bad, but it's just big hose clamp, on your thing. With this, it's unobtrusive, and this is one of the smallest ones. It's like less than an inch wide, or about an inch. You can use the bigger ones if you want more secure. Like the little bit wider ones. Because you've got plenty of room here to grab. But even with the smallest ones, you got this, and this doesn't add a whole lot to it. And, you know, you don't have to have the, if you're not using it as a pot, you don't have to have the little dog tag chain thing. Let me pause this while I get it. All right, I mean, you don't even need the chain. And you don't need two of them just to keep it secure. I mean, you can keep one, but it tends to pop this side up just a little bit. But when you've got two on there, I mean, that's fairly secure. Now, I don't think it's so secure that water's not going to spill out. See? I mean, it's not that secure. But if you had this sitting on your stove and you were cooking some stuff and you happened to bump the stove and it fell over, it would probably save a lot of the juice instead of all of it going out, you know? Or same way if you spilt this on you, you know, like I was watching one about camping safety, and one person was talking about, you know, somebody, you're sitting there cross-legged right in front of your stove and you've got it up on one of those little tiny, you know, little burners, and you tip it wrong and you wind up with second-degree burns all over your crotch, which is not a good idea. But anyways, yeah, feel free to use this. You know, like, there's very few like original ideas a lot of times. Sometimes you think you come up with something and like, wow, this is, and you go back and you can look in the 1800s and somebody did that. Like, I don't think they had these in the 1800s, but still. There you go. That's just a little, I guess, hack or whatever that you can try on these type of, you know, containers if you didn't get it with the bail. Because when it has a bail, it's got these little brackets that are sticking out here. And sometimes that gets in the way when you're getting ready to, you know, drink, you know, because it's right there in the way. And you can take the bail off, but you still have those brackets there. With this, all this, like I said, unobtrusive. You can't even tell. Can't even tell that it was there. So, yeah, there's a little hackage for you. And like I said, dog tag chains are optional, but they're pretty good because they hold the weight. This one's stainless steel. You can cut it to length, you know, whatever length you want, and can be useful for other things. You know, you could take it off if you had a neck knife. You could use that for that. These, like I said, sometimes when you're out camping and everything, it's just little things that if you brought along with you can make a big difference, and they don't have to cost a lot of money. I think I got a pack of these various sizes at Dollar Tree for like $1.25 over there by the pens and pencils and office supplies and stuff. And the dog tag chain, I just got a spool of this stuff with some little clasps, and you just cut it to whatever length you want. And heat shrink, again, you'll have to find what you want. And as far as bending these, you have to shape it, mold it back, because it will bend. I mean, I think this is titanium also, but I mean, it can be bent. So you just push this down as far as you can, and then just pull this one out, you know. And then once you've done it, it's kind of like, it's canted a little bit. You push it back in and, you know, basically squeeze them. You can use a vise or something, but I just squeeze them back to shape. And they're in there. Yeah, so yeah. There you go. A free mod for you, a little bushcrafting mod, and yeah. Hope you found that useful. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.